I am a big fan of Bob's Burgers. It's come up a lot in my other video essays on comedy that this show has such a unique dynamic that sets it apart from all other animated sitcoms and allows it to tell fresh, engaging, and original stories. So when it was announced that two of the Bob's Burgers writers were going to make their own show, I was on board. So I watched Great North, and I wouldn't say I didn't get it, I didn't laugh as much as I did when watching Bob's Burgers, and it took me a few episodes to figure out why that was. And here it is. The Great North lacks any expression. As an animated show, it is very flat. You know, there are a lot of reasons why Bob's Burgers works, and one of them is that it's lively. And I'm not just talking about Gene.
This is me now!
Heard that before.
This is me now! This is me now! This is me now!
The show itself pops with colour and expression. There's obviously no camera, but you could swear there was, and that camera is doing some interesting stuff. The Great North is just stiff. No one moves. We're not just talking about the camera or the scene not moving, we're talking about the people. Their arms are affixed to their side. No one moves with expression. Everything is shot front on, and everyone is monotone. And to respond to that, you're going to say, what about Tina and Bob's Burgers? She is the poster child of the monotone protagonist. But it works for her character as it's balanced out by the loud and very expressive family. In The Great North, Jenny Slater and Will Fort's character, Jenny and Wolf, are the only ones that speak with any kind of inflection. Watch the show yourself and tell me otherwise.
If Judy isn't going to tell your dad about her mall job yet, you don't want to tell him we want to move into the guest house either, huh?
This is no time for me to be moving away from my family, honeybee.
If I moved here all the way from Fresno, you can move into your backyard.
Okay, fair point. I'll talk to him as soon as he's stable.
You're never going to talk to him, are you?
I totally am. No.
And Nick Offerman being cast in the show as Beef, you think, fair enough, his whole shtick is not being very expressive. But because Beef has this big beard and thick eyebrows, there's no emotion in his face or his voice. And when they have to inject some emotion into his voice, it just comes across as creepy.
One time, I found a dead bear that I harvested for meat.
Beef, I'm not sure this is the best story. Prentice is a strict vegetarian.
Everyone loves this story. So when I cut open its stomach, I found
Hey, why not
one, but 2 bats inside.
And I could do this for every character on this show, and it wouldn't be just me having a go at them. Aparna Nancherla was great in BoJack Horseman, but that was because her character had shit to go through. Character in The Great North, Moon, is an uninteresting and undeveloped character with an uninteresting voice, surrounded by other people with no impact in their voice or their presence.
Dad.
Moon, you drinking coffee again?
Yes, I am 10. Besides, I was up all night tracking a red squirrel I believe ate some bologna I was drying on the roof.
You mean this guy?
You got him.
Here's the main thing I wanted to get to, though, man. The animation of The Great North is so stiff. Like I said before, watch the arms. They don't move. To showcase this, what I did was I picked 2 episodes at random, one from Bob's Burgers, one from The Great North, so we could stack them side by side and do a comparison, and you can see what I'm trying to get to here. Those 2 shows were episode 6, season 1 of The Great North, Pride and Pre-Judance Adventure, and season 6, episode 9 of Bob's Burgers, Sacred Couch. Here we have characters relaying some important episode information. See how it's all front on, there's no motion, arms at the sides? Let's look at the opening scene of Bob's Burgers. See how the camera pulls back to reveal each character? Isn't this 100 times better? And again, in Great North, characters talking, characters standing stationary, shot side on. Bob's Burgers, characters move, there are zooms. And Bob's Burgers has, well, action scenes may not be the right word for them, but there are scenes with a lot of scope. If it wasn't a random pick thing, I would have went for the episode with the mechanical shark destroying the town. There's a lot of gorgeous animation in that one. But even at random, you find some gold in these episodes. Look at this scene.
Tina, where are you? Get in on this, babies. First one on the couch gets to pick the show.
You drive a hard bargain, woman.
I want something with adult situations, but I'd settle for mature themes.
Sit, 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 sit.
That's within the first 10 minutes of the episode. And as I stack these 2 shows up against each other, I'm noticing other things too, like the colour palette. In each scene in Bob's Burgers, you can detect a colour theme. Look how drab and dull The Great North is. And before you say that's just because the Great North scenes you're using here are at night, look at the stuff at the end of Bob's Burgers. Look at the light and the shadow there. Look, how beautiful is that? Come on. And random innovation as well. There's this nice over-the-head shot scene in Bob's Burgers. Could have easily conveyed the same information with a side-on shot, but this just makes it stand out that bit more. It's fun. This makes it all the more interesting and the more engaging. There is literally no innovation in the Great North. I'm starting to see this more as I talk about it. There's some swipes, sure. The plot is a lot more progressive, but in terms of engaging and interesting animation, there just isn't any. And this is going to sound nitpicky, but the eyebrows of the characters in Great North don't move. And that's just one of those things that once you notice it, it kind of ruins the whole show. I guess that's really all I wanted to say. I'm not trying to dunk on the Great North here, by the way. I want that on the record. I'll stick with it for another season. I guess I don't think it's a terrible show. It's just, maybe it's just unfair to compare it to Bob's Burgers. Hopefully they'll be more courageous to try new things as they go forward. I guess my problem here is just that season 1 seems to be symptomatic of a bigger problem in TV animation on the whole. And those two problems being, there are not enough voice actors working doing voice acting, and 2, people are approaching animated sitcoms as sitcoms. There's a reason why animated comes first in that sentence. If you're not going to use the medium, then why work in that medium at all? Anyway, that was an observation. Check out the other videos on the channel. You know this song and dance. Just to be more specific, I make videos on the subject of humor in TV. I have my own sketch show as well. Check those things out and subscribe for when more videos are coming up in the future.